Hi, welcome to another edition of the Coffee Chat here on Buzzing Pattaya, the show where we talk about things that are currently happening and news and discussion around the Pattaya area as well as across Thailand. Now, before we get stuck in today's chat, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we upload new videos. Okay, so now before I get into today's discussion, which is going to be about dual pricing, do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? Okay, the last vlog, I got battered for saying Pattaya and for Pattaya, and I got people asking, is it Pattaya, Pattaya? Guys, if my pronunciation is confusing or maybe you think it's incorrect, I'm sorry, okay? Yes, it is Pattaya and Buzzing Pattaya, but, you know, I call it Pattaya. Anyway, there you go. So, for any doubt, just to get it clear, when I mention the word Pattaya, I'm actually referring to Pattaya, just in case there's any confusion. All right, so today's talk. Dual pricing. Do you think it should be allowed? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? What are your thoughts on dual pricing here in Thailand? The reason we're talking about this today is I was with a group of friends recently and we were talking about this and we came onto the subject and there's some really good valid points for it and valid points against it. And I just want to know, what do you think personally? So if you're a tourist and you're coming here, well, in all fairness, I think, yeah, you should be expected to pay a little bit more. Because you're here as a tourist, you're not a resident of the country and you're here on holiday, and most people, generally speaking, come on holiday with a pot full of cash, and whatever destination you're going to, they put on enough attractions and enough temptations to empty that pot of cash that you've brought with you. So Thailand shouldn't be any different. I think to be able to offer a dual pricing system for a tourist, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I don't know, maybe you agree, maybe you don't, let me know. But the issue seems to be for the people that live here that are not Thai nationals. This is where it seems to get a bit sticky and a bit uncertain. Because, like for instance, here in Pattaya, if you go to places such as, well, actually, no, I won't name, but there are some places here that you can go to where you will be asked to pay a different price. And it gets quite upsetting when you've got ID card, Thai driving license, work permit, etc., etc. You know, you're employing Thai staff and you're living here, you're supporting your family, the children are going to school, etc., etc., etc. So in effect, you're almost like you're like Thai but not Thai. And yet when you take your family to a tourist attraction, you're discriminated, or they're inviting you to pay a lot more because of the colour of your skin and the fact that you're not a Thai national. Now spin that around. Imagine if you went to England and you said to somebody, because of the colour of your skin or because of the country of your origin, you've got to pay more than our locals. Now, I don't know what would happen, but I'm guessing it wouldn't be very well received. But it happens here. So the argument here is, if you're a tourist, yeah, okay, pay a bit more. If you're not and you live here, well, you should still pay the same price as a tourist. And is that fair? On the other side of the coin, likewise, you know, the Thai salaries that the Thai people work hard for, and they do work hard, the salaries that they get paid are far less than the salaries of an equivalent job in Europe and around the world. So they can't afford to pay the higher tier level. And in respect to those, well then yes, they should pay less. And in some places, and in most cases, Thai people go in for free because it's an acknowledged fact that their wages is less than what it would be to a comparative person over in Europe. So the balance is that for the Thai people, you know, they go into these places, they don't get charged, or if they do get charged, it's a nominal amount, like 50 baht or 100 baht. It's a nominal amount. The foreigners that come here, the tourists that come here, pay a lot more, 3, 4, 5 times as much in certain circumstances. But again, I think that's not unfair to ask that, because it is relevant to the fact that they don't actually live here. But a sticking point comes when you're a foreigner living in Thailand and you're still expected to pay the tourist prices, even though you can produce driving licenses, work permits, etc., etc., residency certificates. You're still expected to pay the tourist price. Is that right? And it's a difficult subject to talk about. It's a very, well, right now there's a guy that's a very well known, very well respected blogger who's in a lot of trouble because he created a Facebook page all about dual pricing and asking just name these places. Let's name and shame these places and show the people that live here where these places are that are charging a lot more than what is expected of that of a Thai. So there's some food for thought. Do you think it's correct for a tourist to pay more? Do you think it's fair that the Thai nationals pay a lot less? And do you think it's fair that a foreigner that's living here in Thailand and can produce what required documents there may be to prove he's living here should still pay the same price as a tourist? Now, before you comment, I will point out there are places that do accept those forms of identification and will allow you to pay the Thai national price. So it's not across the whole board, it's just certain places. So guys, I want to know, what do you think? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's right? Do you think it should be stopped? Do you think it should be balanced out across the board? What do you think? Please drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And again, remember, Pattaya, Pattaya, it's all the same, but different, as they say here. All right, guys, remember, please subscribe, hit the bell button icon if you want to be notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching this edition of the Coffee Chat, and I look forward to speaking to you in the near future.